pod. Welcome to Zebra Cakes. You are here with Tata Sherise.
She's code switching.
Nah.
Does it offend you when you see a white dude with dreadlocks or a white person?
Nah, man.
No?
I think white people need to take their power back, man.
I said they don't.
Because if I was white, I'd be like, y'all not gonna tell me what kind of hairstyle I have. We used to run this place. What's going on here?
It is crazy. But it's like there are certain corrections that need to be made, but hair is a crazy like way to monitor people, like how their hair should be.
Yeah, the messenger is also important because if you got weave in your hair and you telling me I can't wear locks, now we got to fight.
Well, I assume, like I said, when I see a white person with locks, I assume that they're kind because to me, locks come with peace and harmony, and I feel like if you white with the locks, there's no way you can be racist.
That's what I'm saying. If you're a racist white person with dreadlocks, like
I feel like we should be here. You know, like
getting called a hard R by somebody with locks, though.
That is wild.
That would probably make me get physical.
Yeah.
You know, that would be worse than a person with a regular white person without locks saying it. You know, I'd be like, I expect it from you, but you decided to walk a path.
I thought he was one of us.
Well,
you decided to walk a path and let your hair get kinky. Okay, you grew a little nap in your hair. Well, net it. You know.
That's what the debate is online. Is that the whole reason why some people think white people shouldn't have it? Because for years, black people were criticized for having dreadlocks. So they're like, you can't criticize us for having it, now let's get jobs for having it, and then now you have it. But if anything, I'm like, that's eye for an eye. Like we should make it so no one gets judged for having dreadlocks.
At the end of the day, we can't tell people what to do with their hair.
Right? That's
point blank period. No matter what color they are, do whatever you want with your hair. And that's honestly what it needs to narrow down to. Now, are there certain styles that, quote unquote, can be considered cultural appropriation? Of course, but I just feel like we got bigger fish to fry.
Right.
Like shit like that. I don't think about shit. I'm not thinking about, you know what? That girl had a weave and she white as shit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like hair shouldn't be top 100.
Even though white women do wear extensions.
That shouldn't even bother you.
Right. White women do wear extensions too.
They've been doing
you know that? You've dated a white woman that had extensions?
Oh, yeah, and I grabbed the head. I'm like, oh, nope.
I'm about to say, how does it work in the white world? Because we don't let niggas touch our shit.
Yeah, they tell us not to.
You know what go down. Like, you're not about to.
I know not to touch it. But, white girls don't give you a heads up about the extensions until you, are touching back. And I'm like, oh, my God, does she have, psoriasis or something back there? Like, you can feel all these bumps. You're like, what's going on? And then you're like, oh,
whole
no.
time it's a track.
See,
well, us niggas know. You know what I mean?
I'm like, you got,
they
dandruff,
know. First of all, I done changed my hairstyle at least 3 times since we met. So they already know.
They know what's up.
And honestly, with black dudes, I think they know when to touch her hair and when not to.
Yes.
They're like, oh, she got braids. Yeah, I can yank them.
There's etiquette.
There's
unspoken.
like they just look at their hairstyle and they'll know. Like, oh, she got a ponytail. I'm not gonna play with that one.
Exactly.
Is this a sew-in or a wig? Like, some men get educated to the point where they dealt with so many black women that they just know which styles to touch and what styles not to. I will say I'm more of a natural girl. I usually wear my own hair, but every now and then I throw on a wig.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing, or get braids, But I usually, I ain't gonna hold you. Being on the side of a girl who doesn't wear weave anymore like I used to, it's a bit different. Like, when I'm with somebody, or like when I'm laying with my man, like he rubs his fingers through my hair and shit. I ain't gonna hold you. It's kind of nice.
But would you say
he loves it? He be like, wow, I just feel your scalp. Like, I'm like, yeah.
I like it too.
I always can feel your scalp.
I know what he's saying though. I did not feel a woman's hair until I was like 25. I didn't know you could
crazy.
Do it. I didn't know you could do it until I started messing with natural girls. Yo.
Oh yeah, I love pulling hair.
I had never felt a
men
girl
like
hair.
Stroking your hair at night and all that stuff like that. Of course, there's certain. That's why I do the switch up. Like, this will be the main style, me wearing my own hair, but every now and then we're gonna have some fun, throw a wig on, get a weave, get some braids or whatever, and they know, okay, it's hands off time. Like, they know, but for the most part, I do like my partner being able to touch my scalp.
But you're saying even if you had natural hair and you were with a black dude with that guy for the first time, even if it was natural, he wouldn't even risk touching it just in case it's not. Right,
because it's almost like against the law to touch a black woman's hair.
She has to wear a shirt that says, this is my hair, you can touch it.
Or honestly, as the relationship gets stronger, he'll get more comfortable with knowing, okay, I'm allowed to.
You get in there.
But initially, it's like
where it's like white women, you can't pull their hair fast enough,
I know you guys, y'all doing that shit in the club.
Yeah, exactly.
You see them rubbing. I see in the club, they be kissing, tugging it down, and rubbing fingers through the hair.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like, what the?
Look at the little tongue.
You was scratching it?
I pulled an extension out before.
What?
You pulled one out and like held it? You just like had it there?
And I
like,
put it in my pocket like a trophy.
That's what they do in the hood when they fight, yo. They rip their hair out and they walk around with
in
it.
the hood, you always find a track on the floor. You be like,
that's what she took the rest of them. She walked around
you
with
see a
them.
track on the ground.
They call that tumbleweave, is what they call that, yeah.
Tumbleweave, yep.
I used to work at a school. I seen two girls get in a fight. One girl beat the other girl and then took out one of her braids and then braided it into her braid.
Oh my gosh.
After the
That's
fight
domination.
This gotta be a bit.
I'm so serious.
That is badass, though.
Yo, she was.
Can you imagine? Nobody fought that girl after that. Nobody never fight that bitch. We ain't fighting her.
She
That shit was
earned
crazy.
that.
All I
Yes,
see
she
her
did.
is
That is
in a
crazy.
fight, braiding her scalp.
That is like cuckolding, but for hair,
Yeah, it
right?
is.
Like, I'm gonna take
So
your
wait,
hair.
so do white men get turned off by a white woman's extensions?
No, I
This
wouldn't
is a
say turned
conversation
off.
that happens in the black community from
yeah.
time to time.
Yeah,
I think
please.
black men are starting not to care because women, honestly, black women don't give a fuck. They be like, nigga, I'm gonna wear this weave.
Yeah, no
We
shame in
just be
that.
like, natural these nuts. But like, and then a lot of us are natural now. Like, you know, and a lot of women have natural hair and they wear the weaves and the wigs as a protection style. It's a whole thing.
There's
There's
reasons.
women with weaves with a head full of hair. You know, like it's a whole thing.
I think that's the divide now, though. Guys have figured out I could either, if I like girls natural, I'm going to deal with natural girls. If I don't care, I'm just going to go with the girl that got whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And at this point, that's what it is.
So there are dudes who would only fuck with the girl with natural hair.
I
Like, doesn't
only
like
mess
it?
with girls with natural hair.
Really?
My girlfriend
you know
has
that comes with a
natural
certain
hair.
aura and vibe.
That's about to say.
You know you're gonna walk in her house and smell incense and she
Yeah,
playing
yeah,
Erykah
yeah,
Badu.
yeah. It's a lot of stones,
Burning
a lot
sage and shit.
It's a lot going on. But listen, man,
a lot of head wraps.
I take what comes with it because I like natural hair. I love a girl. I love to see a girl's hair, yo. I love natural hair.
Right. And like you said, like feeling it, like just that you could touch it. I had a girl last week that I asked to
I do notice that men like it more.
take her wig off. She was an Afro Latina. She was like half Mexican, half black. And like, but the funniest part, her wig looked just like her natural hair.
Oh yeah, I got one of those.
It was so funny. She took
I
it
got
off.
one
I'm
of
like,
those.
why do you wear it? It's the same hair. It's like
you gotta
curly and flowy.
understand. You gotta understand. See, with black women, our hair is never in the same state.
It's consistency.
It's never in the same state. Sometimes the shit is, we are people who have to wash, deep condition, and style.
a lot of maintenance.
A lot of maintenance. We got to wash, deep, a lot of nurturing and caring. And on the days that you get to that nurturing and caring yet, you might need to slap a wig on.
Yeah.
You know, like I have wigs that look just like my hair as well because I need to get to the point where I'm a wash day is Saturday, but it's Wednesday, so Thursday and Friday I'm gonna wear this wig.
Yeah.
Like it really be like that.
You like plan
know
out
what I
like
mean?
outfits. You're like, all
Or
right,
you in a
that's
rush, you just throw that bitch on. It's basically a hat.
It really
It's a
is.
hat for a lot of us.
Oh,
But I was asking you, do you feel a way when do white guys feel a way when white women have extensions?
When white women have extensions, well, the thing is, like, the times I've seen a white girl with extensions, it feels so minimal. Like, it feels like almost something like they're like self-conscious about because it's only like a few strands here and there. Where I'm like, oh, like I'm like. You don't want to say you don't need it because then you're like a guy being like, you don't need makeup or something. I don't want to be like that, but
You know why they do it? They literally just adding body to their
just
hair.
volume. is
Just
what
volume.
It is.
It's a
Little body,
volume thing.
yaddy,
For
yaddy.
white women, I notice it's a volume thing. Sometimes a length thing. They
Especially
want to
when
add
they
a little bit
straighten
more
their
length.
hair too much and then it gets all like flat and they want that volume.
It's just a volume thing. They don't,
Yeah.
it's not
I don't get
insecurity.
weirded out. It's funny when like they don't tell you and you feel the bumps in their head and you're like, whoa, what the fuck is that? You know?
I mean, how do you let a man know
'Cause
you
you don't
wearing
expect
extensions?
it.
Like, oh, there's extensions in there.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Should
if
they
I'm
tell
going
you?
to go,
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
stop.
Or maybe y'all should
I
stop
think you
touching
should.
their hair right away.
See, now that's
but
the
why
problem.
until you're with a
See,
white woman if you can't touch their hair?
You got
right-
two guys here telling you we want to touch hair, and you go, "Well, why don't you just stop touching the hair?" It's like, well, we want to do it. But see, somebody help us. Like we.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
Meet in the middle
2024.
somewhere.
Y'all should know what tracks feel like at this point.
It is. I'm
Tracks should
learning.
be stronger at this point. They shouldn't be just falling out your hair. It should be permanent at this point. If this is as much as y'all pay, shit.
Yeah, man.
You got to give me a heads up, or I'll give you a track infection.
I actually went to a wig party. I went to a wig party a couple days ago. Shout out to Tierra Whack.
Oh,
She
yeah.
had
I seen that in your
she had a
stories.
Whack wig party, y'all, and
That's
it was a wild Whack wig. A bunch of W's, but it was really lit, y'all. Shout out to the fly guy.
There was a
but
black Marge Simpson.
Oh man, it was so dope. And her audience is very mixed, so it was white people in there with wigs, a bunch of black people with wigs on. Like we had a good time.
Wait, I thought they would have extensions.
No, we was full. We was
people with
wigged out, honey.
extensions.
We was wigged out. The DJ, shout out to DJ Diamond Cut. She said, everybody take their wig off, swinging in the air. It was unity. I was like, wow, we all just swinging wigs in the air.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That'd have been dope, man.
I don't take my wig off in front of a man.
You don't?
It's too much for y'all.
Like you mean like right in front? You go in the other room and then come back wigless?
Yeah.
I think that's a little more traumatic.
You want to see the process?
Yeah, I'm not stupid. Like I'm not a cat. Like it's the same girl. No, I seen you.
I did that in
leave.
front of a guy one time, and I think he was a little turned off because I had the wig cap on, so I was looking like a cancer patient. Just
the cap.
and I took the wig cap. I was like, hold on, I'm not done yet. Take the wig cap off, and I let my hair down. But
that fake scalp y'all be wearing. They got full scalps.
Steve Harvey head. Yeah.
I have so many wig caps. But yeah, I think I go do it in the other room and come back like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Usually they don't say anything.
Dude, the one girl.
Like, okay.
Usually they don't. They just act like.
No, you didn't come in here looking like a totally different person. Not at all.
Dude, the one girl last week who took her wig off and it was the same type of hair. Mm-hmm. She had implants and
breast implants?
Breast implants.
Oh.
But that's fine with me. But the titty was flipped.
What you mean it was flipped? It was upside down?
Like the implant was upside down. Like how it's like the flat side was on top.
Oh, it moves.
Because it's like an egg yolk, right?
What the fuck?
It's like an egg yolk shaped like this. And
did she fix it?
She didn't know, and we were in the middle of sex. I didn't know how to tell her.
You should have flipped it for her.
I didn't know how to. Well, because it's in there.
She should have just.
I don't know. That's an intense motorboat to push it like that. But so think about it like this: like an implant's like an egg yolk. It was like she ordered her
the bottom titty was on the top.
sunny side down.
Yeah.
It was like that, and it was flat on top. And I was like, oh my god, I didn't know how to do it. But it kind of
Yo, I would have made a game out of that. That would have been my only focus now. Like, are you still worried about making me come? I'm sorry. I forgot. This titty puzzle.
Did you stay hard?
Yeah, by that point, yeah, we were in.
Carmen don't give a fuck. She done took off a wig. Her titty is flip flop. It was just in the pussy.
Exactly.
She still had one good one.
This is
Right?
a story, but I'm not slowing down.
She still had one good one, right? The other one was
Exactly.
cool.
I just focused. She's like, wow, he's only sucking my left one first. That was crazy. I never had a titty flip like that.
Where are you at with the implants? You like the ass implants or the titty implants?
She also had. She didn't have the implants, but she got the thing where it's like they do something where it makes
transfer.
I don't know. They put some type of light on it that helps it grow or something. You ever seen that?
I know what you're talking
It's
about.
it looks like a UV light. She does videos of it because she's an influencer. They do videos.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Did her ass actually grow?
It felt like because there were no implants in it. It felt good.
It was a nice ass.
It was a nice ass.
Well, it's fat. They transfer fat into your ass. So
Maybe that's
I
what
forgot the term for it, but there are some non-surgical methods that they are using right now to make the ass fluffier and bigger and all that
Exactly. That's what I think it was.
Get your ass in the gym.
Right, that's what I'm doing.
You want a
Stop
homemade booty,
doing
huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Get
I'm
your
up in there.
ass in the gym. Stop all this.
Tata squatting every day, getting that.
Man, I'm up in there. I'm building my little pancake.
Come on,
You know
man.
what I mean?
That's how you do it.
It's gonna be a souffle
You be
pancake.
more
You know what I mean?
exactly. You know how to
Turn it
take
into a
more.
beignet. Turn that pancake to a beignet.
Exactly. It's stuffed. It's gonna be stuffed.
Where y'all at with it though? Y'all like would y'all rather the trend be fake asses or fake titties?
I would rather fake asses. That's just more.
Fake
rather
ass
fake
seem more dangerous. It's just so much.
Because you sit on it so much.
Yeah.
More
But
prone
then,
to-
with this titty flop thing now, I don't even know.
Well, you know why I think the
Yeah, I
titty
didn't
was
know that.
I
flopping?
wonder if it hurt.
Because apparently she told me that the first time she got implants, she got them really big.
Oh, she did this shit more
And
than once.
then she was like, all right, I got them too big. Let me calm myself down. And then she went down a couple sizes, and I think that's why maybe there was more wiggle room in there. So that's why they're flipping like
Because
that.
the skin ain't shrink.
The skin didn't shrink.
So it's like a used condom in there. It's kind of is she trying to get back in it?
spilled my drink.
I did not say that. I did not say that. Look, no complaints, you know.
Trying to get right back in that thing, man. That ain't how you do it.
This woman is gorgeous, but it was just the titty flip was like a little like, you know, a little
Damn,
shocking.
it's a shame, you know, we gotta do so much to our bodies. I don't feel that way. I just
love your body.
I'm like, all right, I'm like, all right, let me go to this gym and whatever comes out after that, bitch, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
Well,
Whatever comes out, that's what it's given.
It's like there's like accepting who you are, but also it's like there is
you can work on yourself and fix certain things.
And then there's also
you know.
like turning into the person who you feel like you should be as well. You know what I mean? Because it's a fine line. It's like, okay, but if you're going into the gym, you're tweaking your body to become something else, but you just think like surgery, that's a shortcut. Even though it is kind of the same thing, like existentially.
It's a lie, because the thing I love about the body.
It's a lie.
The thing I love about the body is that your body tells a story. Everybody's body tells a story. It's like literally.
Some are scary stories.
Really though, you look
Every
at some people's
stretch mark
stories.
is a path.
Every roll, every extra chin.
I do got different stories for whatever little
Every
stuff on my
extra
body.
chin.
It tells you exactly what that person does.
Yeah.
With their day to day. And how much work they put into whatever muscles, they calf muscles, every little thing. If you really look at it, you're like, oh, I can tell how much you work.
You definitely are going deep with it.
I'm serious,
You said her
man.
So
calf
you're
muscles.
saying if every thing like that tells a story, then every surgery is a lie.
Everything
is
you
what you
do
say.
surgically now makes me start wondering, like, well, how do we get here then? Because we started off here, but then
You feel
what
like you don't
happened
know
when
the
we got
bitch.
here?
You feeling like you don't know her.
Yeah, there's some kind of lie being told here, and I can't tell what it is.
It's switching the story up. There's not consistency in the story.
Y'all see it? Y'all see it online. Small legs, big ass. Well, how come your legs don't match your ass? Exactly, because the story don't make sense.
You got to be proportionate. Got to be proportionate.
I need
That's
the
the one
background
thing.
The
story.
story
Yeah.
don't make no damn sense.
Give me the lore on your ass. You know what I mean?
Give me the Carfax.
Yeah.
I need that.
Damn.
Well, it's just you
I
got to
was
be.
looking at some asses from the 90s.
90s asses, huh?
I was like,
Okay, what were they like?
I was, you know, on
Nostalgic.
shuffle. I was on shuffle, and then I ended up in a rabbit hole. But this Two Live Crew album,
Okay.
the Two Live
Okay.
Crew song came on, and then the album cover, he has a bunch of asses on there, all different colors, shades, sizes, a bunch of asses, and they were just all naturally toned asses. And this was the 90s. I was like, because my ass now, as my ass gets more toned, it favored more of that 90s ass.
Looking
Like a normal, nice little whoop, you know, just a nice little ass. And I'm like, damn, my ass used to be the shit.
Yeah, it was a standard.
Now it's not the shit no more. But I'm like, damn, when did we lose sight of these asses?
Well, trends change. You know, they'll come back.
Everything. It's like a
I
clock,
miss those
man.
asses. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna hold you. It was chilling. It was
90s
just
ass.
like a basic
Well,
ass.
I think fake titties are making a comeback. We going right back. I think the ass
Try to
thing
get
is
that
getting
closer.
Everything
to
was
you,
titties.
man.
It was
I think-
definitely titties. Titties was the start
Titties
of
were
it.
huge in the 90s, like fake titties.
Fake
Yeah, they
titties.
were
Like the Pamela Anderson, Carmen Electra, all
literally
that.
huge.
Yeah.
They were just
Coco,
getting.
like, yeah.
Here's my thing with fake titties. I just the gentleness. And the I like the titty to sag a little bit.
Right, gotta look
Just
real.
a little sag. And the ones that sit up straight and they look like just solid.
Yeah.
Just like a solid, like bricks.
What are the two, like,
Yeah.
high
just-
energy? It's like you need to chill out, relax.
right. Like those like they're stressed. Like they're never relaxed.
stressed. They're like that one woman who's like, "Hi," you know.
Yeah.
It's like I want a titty who's like just smoked a blunt, you know.
Yeah,
like, hey,
I want the titty
you
to
know,
chill
it's
a little
just-
bit and be relaxed, you know. But I understand some women who have no breasts and want to add a little something.
Yeah, exactly.
You
I'm
know,
all
I get
for
it.
anyone getting whatever work
Do
they
what
have
makes
done.
you happy, but do what looks, you know, like you could have been born with that.
Yeah.
You see Kanye's new wife
You
is
know?
all titty. It's just
she all titty?
Just,
She
a
don't have
walk,
no ass,
just
right?
walking titties.
Is she
Oh yeah, because she never wears shirts.
Yeah, it's just all. She's
doesn't?
She's a walking
Barely
pair of titties,
clothes,
man.
shit.
And no, you never see her face because he always got a mask on or some shit, and it's just all titties, man. Just,
Oh, she does the masks too, because I know he's got like crazy.
Yo, dating
masks.
Kanye must be one of the most interesting experiences in life.
I mean, you have to be bipolar yourself just to like keep up. You can't be.
Nah, that'd be too crazy.
You couldn't be like a well-adjusted person.
I feel like
to
you
be
just
with
gotta be
them.
patient. You gotta be patient with
Yeah.
that motherfucker. Very patient.
Well, that's the thing. It's like
Whatever he says goes. I'm shit.
yeah, that's not patience. That's you gotta
is that?
be. I don't know what's the word. Subservient.
'Cause even
I don't
though-
know.
I mean,
you gotta,
look,
right.
you gotta,
Because you either got to be so chill and so constant that he can go all over the place and you're steady, or you keep up and you go all over the place.
you know
with
what
him.
it is? Her titties are so heavy that he could just run around and do whatever he wants. And she's like, just pick me up.
Shit,
when
if it's
you ready.
anybody who know about heavy breasts, it's me.
Yeah.
I got dumbbells on my chest.
Okay.
My titties are 4 to 5 pounds each. That is the size of a newborn baby.
I feel like your titties could be like a weighted blanket. Like if someone's feeling anxious, you just put the titties
I
on
got
and they just
twins
relax.
on my chest.
Wow.
Twin newborns.
You weigh
That
them.
is not normal. Yes, I did. I tell the
how do
story
you
all
do
the
that?
time. I did it randomly in the grocery store.
What?
In the grocery store.
It was late at night. No one was there. You know the thing. I was like, you know what?
The fruit weight?
Yeah. I was like, just put a titty in there. I was like, wow. And then I did the other one, and the other one was like a little bit bigger. I was like, oh, I knew they was always uneven.
Wait a minute. Did you take your breast out in the
I mean,
supermarket?
I didn't take the full titty out. I had the.
Did you put it in the bag?
I had like a little bralette. I had an easy access shirt with a bralette on, so I just set it in there real quick. I was like, you know.
I wonder.
I was curious, and nobody was around.
Yeah. Do you remember the weight?
Yeah, it was around that time. I was like at 5.5 on one, and then 6 pounds on the other. But now they're down.
Wow.
As I lose weight, they go down. So now they're between 4 and 5 pounds each.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's some weight, and you're just walking around with that. That's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's about what 10 pound of titty.
Yeah. 10 pounds of titties on you.
Yeah. And every time I go to the supermarket and I go to the meat department and I look at the pounds of the meat, I be like, wow, the chicken breasts. Let me get 2 of those. No, but seriously, everything I measure everything like weight and breasts.
Yeah.
Cause now I know like, you know, how much.
Yeah, that's your metric.
Yeah,
you
that's
use
my
that
metric.
for everything.
I'm like, well, that's about 1 titty. Well, that's
feel that.
about 2 titties right there.
2 titties is
Let me
crazy.
get 3 titties.
Let me get three,
I mean,
let me
3
get
pounds.
3 titties worth of
3 titties worth of salami.
Yeah.
That was a.
Well, you know, in Ireland, they weigh themselves in stones. They're like, I'm 8 stones.
word.
What?
Yeah, that's how they like do weight in Ireland.
How
I'ma
heavy is a
start doing
stone?
that.
That's what I'm saying.
stupid.
Because now I gotta know how heavy
How
the stone
how
is.
heavy is a stone?
I like overseas. I feel like English people do this, or the United Kingdom, kilograms, or
Yeah, I feel like that's everywhere else
Don't
because
we
we're
do
the only
kilograms?
place that doesn't do the metric system, right?
we're the only place that does pounds. Because
Yeah.
we want our people to feel depressed.
yeah.
I'm probably only 35 kg somewhere else.
Yeah, and that sounds fun.
You know what I mean? That sound cool.
Yeah.
But over here, the bitch like, no, you 250.
Pounds.
Like, you know, you're like, what? What do you mean? I want to be kgs.
Yeah, it's smaller.
Give me
That's
the
crazy.
smaller number. What else you got for us, Connor?
Oh, okay. I wanted to know your thoughts on code switching.
Oh,
How do
shit.
you
Code switching.
feel?
What is it, Interview the Black People Day?
Listen,
Ask a black man.
you got 2 of them in the basement, man. You gotta, you might as well ask questions, man. That's-
We are in the basement right now.
2 black people in the basement.
Ask
gotta
us
them.
anything you
And
want.
you know I
We
can't
don't
get a
have many
ransom for
places
you
to run
guys, so
down
I
here.
gotta ask questions.
Gotta get
You
something
know?
out of this, man. Code switch. I mean, when I was a kid, I thought it was useful.
Yeah.
But at this point now, I don't need to.
So you don't feel the need to code switch yourself, not even at work?
I don't know what it is. Like I don't. I thought it was a thing, but now I realize I am who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So there's times where if I need to articulate myself a little better, then I do so.
Yeah.
I don't need.
I have a take on this as well, yeah.
Yeah.
I look at it as a survival tactic for the Negro community. So no, but code switching.
Yeah, it's a
code
defense
switching to
mechanism.
me. It's just being able to know how to maneuver in different spaces because some people may not understand or may judge when you use certain ebonics and certain, you know, tones of voices and certain slang. You know, so
Yeah.
to me, code switching is I'm not going to talk to. I mean, well, my actual white friends, I definitely don't code switch. I'm staying myself.
Yeah. But I've heard your white voice for
You've
sure.
heard my white
Yeah.
voice, but like in office settings, like in office settings, anything professional, I'll say. I won't even slap a color on there.
Yeah.
Office settings, professional settings, basically anything professional. I just say I'll talk more proper.
Yeah.
I'll talk more proper.
Yeah, I don't call it code
I'll
switch.
use
But
my
that's not even a racial
you know,
thing. That's
I'll
just
use
like
my extensive vocabulary.
Yeah.
Speak with a lot of diction, enunciate and pronounce everything appropriately. You know what I mean? Like I'm
It's coming out
using
now. I can hear it.
my bigger words, you know, and
Yeah.
you know, my voice might go a little higher pitched You know?
Well, we were
Good
talking
afternoon,
about that.
everyone.
Where
You
it's
know?
like
But-
the voice gets higher, I think, around white people because you want them to, because you know that you want them to feel safe. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I feel like some people are afraid of having a low
Everything's
voice
fine.
because you know
No
they're gonna
worries.
be. Yeah, like if you're down here, like you don't want to scare them, so I gotta be up here and soft.
Yeah.
You definitely
Yeah.
can't walk
It's just
up
how
on
you
a
talk
white
to a
dude.
dog. That's how you talk to
Hey,
white
what's going
people.
on, man?
Behind him at an ATM.
Let's see, brother. He's like, whoa, all right.
Like, yeah, everything's good. Everybody's safe. Everybody's feeling comfortable.
Because
You
it's
know?
like high is safe, high.
Now, the reason I don't call it code switching because I feel like that takes away from you. Like you know all this shit. You know these words. You know how to
Yeah.
articulate and enunciate better. And so it's like it's not like you read
I mean,
another book.
mid conversation, my blackness definitely comes out because now I'm comfortable. You're comfortable. All right, now, so what we talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now I'm relaxed, you know.
Like a
and my
beat switch.
personality, like, I code switch less and less and less because now I'm a comic. I get to be myself.
That's what we're fighting for.
You know, exactly. But like when I was, you know, working those full-time jobs and office settings, I definitely would put on my white voice.
Yeah.
I put on my white voice and be very proper and all that shit like that. And in the break room, you know, you connect with certain people, black or white, and you get to like be yourself. So, but now, I mean, I don't switch too much. I stay me.
Yeah.
It's for the most part.
It's like natural hair.
I was never code switching just because you was white. First of all, I don't know if that's what you was doing. I was never code switching just because.
What would be the situation where you would code switch back in the day?
if I wanted to get a job from somebody? Like if I'm in an interview
That was my
or some
shit.
shit.
That was
yeah.
my
It doesn't
shit.
matter who
I
the
want
person
you to
at the side
hire
of the
me.
desk is.
I don't care if you were white or black on the other side.
If you're in a job, you're going to talk a certain way.
Even
I'm
if you
gonna
were
try to
black,
do it.
I was talking very professional.
Yeah,
That's what I said. Professional settings, black or white.
Yeah, and then the
I
second
use
you
that
both
to-
walk out, you change.
I'd be like, shit, I like the blunt. Roll the windows down. And one of my favorite activities is blasting hood ass music in white neighborhoods.
Oh, it's
Oh, it's a
favorite
pastime of
activities?
mine. Yes.
and the bass.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things to do. Ignorantly.
My
You
brother
know,
got
especially if I had to
busted
deal with white people in the office all day. Oh,
Something
yeah. As soon as
about-
I hit that whip,
Loud, like
You know?
I know what you mean because like I very recently I got my license last year, right? And so like I'm new to it, but I know I'm 29. I know.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, I'm a city rat, but
For real.
but the thing is, there's such a power in when you. I never really got it when I was on the outside of the car, but when you're blasting loud music and like you're kind of like it's like a domination thing. Like I'm dominating the space. Everyone knows I'm in here. It's like you're like living so out loud. Like, yeah, what are you gonna do? I'm like,
It's
I feel
mine.
like I'm at a party in
oh
the car.
yeah,
Like I'm in my own little world.
yeah.
I love sharing music with people that's not trying to listen to it. I'm just like, yo, I love it. I love this song.
Let me give you this
and
track.
y'all should hear this shit.
Yeah.
I'm just riding down the street with
But the
it.
worst is I'm on shuffle and then the next
But you
thing is
never know what
Carly
I'll
Rae
blast.
Jepsen.
You
What's
know,
up?
I'll go from blasting some neo soul to some rock music, and right now it depends on what's out. Future's new album is out, so now I'm definitely a hood bitch at the moment. Blasting that, you know,
Yeah.
super toxic at the moment in the car. But yeah, code switching to me, professional settings, yes, professional voice, vocabulary, all of that stuff. But when I'm chilling and with my friends or just in a vibe, I mean, obviously I'll use more ebonics
Right.
with my my black friends. See, sometimes I can't even talk too hood because that's not naturally me,
Yeah. That's like another code
which
switching.
is kind of weird because I'm from, you know, you could be from the hood, but
But
my
you were
mom,
the nerdy black girl in the
yeah,
hood.
like my mom made me talk proper growing up. Like
Yeah.
she made me do that shit. I'm like everybody else was like, yeah, nah, you know, like
My mom used to say, "Ain't isn't a word,"
I wasn't allowed to say
Yes.
ain't, yeah,
What?
nah, no, none of that
and
shit.
now "ain't" is a word.
I wasn't allowed to suck my teeth.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to.
You have to like repress
be
your
all
neighborhood.
like. I wasn't allowed to be ratchet. I wasn't. I wanted to be a little ratchet sometimes. I wasn't even allowed to.
No,
I'm
but it's
like, well,
good,
everybody
though.
else, the whole block ratchet. Why I
good
can't
training.
be ratchet?
You make the kid
Like-
start off the right way, and
Yeah.
then if you
The
want to
whole
stray
block
away,
is lit right now. You want me to talk like I'm using the fucking dictionary. Like, you know, like I was like that as a kid. So when I would come around, obviously the black kids in the neighborhood, we all chilling and I'm in school and all that stuff like that. They would tell me I was talking like a white girl.
Yep.
I was like, you talking like a white girl. I was like, for real?
And then people question if you're even from the place you're actually from, which is I do the same thing, and it's the same thing. Where it's like my mom just trust me, there were phases where I tried to talk that way, and then I would come home and my mom was like, "You're not doing that."
They don't believe Connor at all.
No,
they don't believe Connor.
There's not enough receipts in the world, man. They keep coming.
He done pulled out pictures from kindergarten with a whole bunch of niggas.
Keep posted.
Look. Not people that's not even from Philly. I'm like, you're not from West Philly. West Philly I heard of. It's like, what the fuck? Like,
it's crazy.
That is hilarious, man.
Because people forget that how you were raised doesn't, where you're from doesn't
dictate how you're raised.
How you're raised, exactly. You can be from the worst area ever and be raised by someone who don't play that shit.
Yeah, it's like what? It's like
and I was in that type of household.
Right. When they're like, "Oh, you sound white," it's like, "Yeah, what do you think my mom is?"
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my mom's the one who raised me. I am a white woman at the end of the day.
White?
Yeah.
Okay, but I'll put it to you this way. I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
When I have a certain amount of liquor in me, especially Hennessy, I do tend to talk more hood than usual.
For sure. Or smoking.
I mean, he
sometimes.
probably would too. Hennessy does that to you, man.
Hennessy
It's
brings
something about it. You could meet a dude from
My
Connecticut, give him some
slant.
Hennessy.
No.
I got Henny in me, bitch. I'm telling motherfuckers to suck my dick. Like, you know what I
They
mean?
put
I'm doing
something
too
in there,
much.
man.
I'm doing way too much.
Next time you drink Hennessy, check your Credit Karma app. I'm telling you, just check. Your shit went down.
Just every shot.
Momentarily. It's like a check. It's like a credit check. But
I'll say when liquor is up in me, I definitely get a little bit more hood than usual. But that's my roots too. Like, my family is from where they from. My sister, like my sisters and brothers, they don't talk, proper all the time and all that stuff. Sometimes they do. Like, I think it's just a time and place for everything. That's what we was taught overall.
Yeah, and it's like a spectrum.
It's a time and place for everything.
Mm-hmm. Now, can you tell when a white person is code switching for you? Can you tell when a white person's doing the accent? Or you like, that's just how they are. Or we
used to call them wiggers back in the day.
Maybe because they don't do it well. See, black people, we can imitate y'all very well.
Mm-hmm. You know the impression. You watch the shows. You know how it goes.
Absolutely. We can totally just switch our tones of voices and the way we communicate and oh wow, thank you. I would have never guessed. But when y'all try to say y'all walking through the hood, it's giving Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yep.
Shrinkity shrink, blinkety blink, trying to make me think when I go to my sink and vomit.
But can you tell the difference when it's a white person who actually grew up in that environment and when it's a white person who's just putting on a voice?
Can you
tell the difference?
I can tell the difference.
You got to see them in a couple different scenarios.
Because I've been around real hood white people.
That's the thing. There are hood ass white people. We cannot deny that.
You got to see them.
Hood white people
be
more hood than me.
Because they had to really fight for that right. They had to.
They grew up in
trenches.
certain neighborhoods, and that's just who they is. They only been around black kids, only grew up around this, or only grew up in certain environments.
Yeah.
I would say this. Sometimes I'll prefer a hood white over a suburban black.
Interesting. You feel closer to them?
Not just sounding real therapeutic, but do you feel closer to them?
No, I just meant like you feel like they understand you more.
The hood white is less judgy than the black suburban. I feel more judged by the black suburban than I do the hood white.
How do you feel judged by like black suburbans? Like they just don't get what you're talking about? Or
especially when I went away to school, there was different types of people from all different kinds of neighborhoods when I went away to college.
Yeah.
You had people from the suburbs, people from the hood, people from inner cities, whatever. Like all different colors though, white, black, just from different neighborhoods, all coming together. And I guess the suburban blacks would look more down on the hood blacks or the people from the inner cities. The blacks from the inner cities, like, oh, you do that?
In what way?
Bitch, you don't? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you want examples?
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's not a specific example that comes to mind, but you're just talking about, it's more so you just feel like...
You feel the vibes, the energy.
When there's something they haven't seen before, they look down on it. Not like it's different, but it's like, it's worse. Right. It's one thing if you're like, oh, that's a different way of doing it, but it's like, you feel like they're like, that's not the right way.
Right, or this, I definitely was not raised like that, But you'll get some of them who never stepped foot in a hood and they want that so bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they're black and from the suburbs. You know what I mean? But they want that.
Can you tell when a black person from the suburbs is putting on a voice? Have you ever felt that? Where it's like you can tell they're trying to seem more hood.
I've never experienced that.
They trying to seem more hood
than they actually are. Because that'd be harder to tell. Because with a white person, you're like, okay,
I'm trying to
Well,
think if I ever
I
ran
used to
into
live in the
anybody like that.
suburbs, and I've seen black people that definitely tried to act more hood, but I don't know if they did it through their voice.
The main thing is proving you're not a bitch. It's not even.
Yeah, that's
it's
really
not
what it
even.
was.
What it is.
They
It's
was
not
trying to
even
prove
acting
that-
hood. It's just
They
be like,
get-
yo,
they act
I'm a
more
nigga
tough.
from the burbs,
That's
but I
really what it
want them to
is.
think I'm a bitch.
They
You know what I mean?
but they would
They're quicker to
tie
fight
it in.
to
People
prove
They
themselves.
would tie
definitely-
it in with the hood though. They'd be like,
Yes.
"Oh, don't mess with me. I'm really from whatever." It's
really
like,
from there.
nah,
Which I
don't-
used to hate because it's somebody in the middle of Kentucky that can whoop your ass.
whoop everybody ass. He's
You know what I
6'10",
mean? I don't do that based on
350.
Corn-fed.
He's corn-fed white
your
boy.
location does not dictate your fighting skills.
You watch
It does not,
UFC?
I mean, determine your fighting skills. It really
well,
don't.
fucking Marcus
Somebody
almost.
will fuck you. A bitch in the middle of Iowa will fuck you up.
I almost got fucked up in
Speaking
a
of-
barn
Miss
one
Tuffy.
time.
Speaking
You know
of-
what I mean?
speaking
Like,
of,
come on
tall
now.
white people,
I hate that shit. Where you from? Oh yeah, I know how y'all get down. Even though certain hoods have certain, they got certain names
Right,
behind it, and
right.
certain,
Champions.
like champion. Like, yo, we done shot 55 niggas on this block. Don't fuck with them.
Yeah.
Got it. Cool. But little Shirley been over there shooting rifles in the woods with her dad. She's a sharp shooter. In the middle of fucking Iowa.
Yeah.
For years.
She'll
so,
rip your brain
she
out,
don't
putting
miss.
in her own head. Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
She don't miss. Count the deer heads in the wall, bitch. That's what I'm saying. You'll never know what people is capable
That's true.
of. I do not judge a person based on where they're from. I know people in suburbs who grew up going to karate.
Yeah, but that,
You know
just
what I
because you
mean?
do karate doesn't mean you're a good fighter.
I'm talking
Karate
about they
sucks.
got it to the black belt. I know a girl she's from the suburbs. She done did taekwondo, karate, boxing, all that stuff because her parents had the money to put her in all that stuff, and she really know how to fight. And
But-
she's not from the hood, but I
have
feel
she
like if
ever
a hood
gotten to
bitch
the
tested her,
actual street
she'll
fights?
have
That's-
a special set of skills
Yeah.
I
that
almost,
would get her through that fight
I almost got fucked up in a barn one time.
in the barn.
In a barn?
Barn?
Yeah, in a barn, yo.
Like a fucking barn.
Like a barn, yo. I
What
went
were
to
you
a-
doing in a barn, man?
I went to a party, right?
We
And
was just in a barn.
I'll
Don't
tell
ask
you
I'm
me
about
that.
to say,
Yeah,
I feel like
true.
no good. There's never a good ending to a black person in a barn story, but
Yo,
we had
it
a
I was
show
with
there.
you, so I was safe.
Yeah, exactly. We
I
had a
was like,
show on Friday.
well, Connor's only. I'll be all right in the barn.
I was with
So
this.
were you raising it? What were you doing in the barn?
It was a party. It was some white boy I used to go to school with.
Oh, you
He
was
had
at a
bar-
barn party?
I was at a barn party. That shit was
I think
lit.
it's called a barn burner, but yeah.
Well, I mean, shit, I was drunk. I don't know what they called it, but I was in there and I'm talking to some girl, and she just mentioned she used to live in Philly. I'm like, oh shit, I'm from Philly. We talking, and some guy out of nowhere walks up to us like, fuck all that Philly shit. Nobody care what y'all talking about. Trying to break up the conversation. So.
Was that his girl or he was just a
No,
hater?
he was just a hater.
Wow.
So we talking, right? I'm looking at this guy now. At this point, I'm inches away from this guy. I'm poking him in his forehead. I'm like, dog, wasn't nobody fucking talking.
You're straight
to
up
you.
touching
I'm
him.
touching him at this point. And after I started touching him, he was like, yo, don't touch me. He just said that one time. And I was like, man, fuck out of here, dog. I told you, wasn't nobody fucking talking to her, touching him again. And we never fought, right? But after I left, my
That's how I
homie
knew he was
Let you touch him?
Yo, we.
First of all, he a bitch. He let you poke him in the forehead.
I don't know.
You
I
know
don't
what I
know.
mean?
Because listen,
You not doing this to me, and I ain't
after
slapping the shit out of you. or
After I
something.
left, my homie came. He got in the car with me. He was like, "Yo, I'm really glad you didn't fight that dude." And I'm like, "Why?" He was like, "Yo, he's training for the UFC right now." I was like, "Oh, that's why he told me not to touch him." 'Cause he was,
Legally
He
have
would've
to
whooped
he
kill
was about
you.
to fuck me up in there.
Bro, you were like poking the bear.
Yo,
And he
Right.
already knew. Was he black or white?
He was a white boy.
Oh yeah,
He
he
was a
already.
white boy. I didn't.
Yeah, them people that be doing this shit and hitting their knees and all
I
that
didn't-
stuff before a fight,
I
I'm
feel like-
retracting.
I feel
Oh
like
no.
The racial optics probably protected you because if
Oh,
it
I'm
was me
picking up a
poking him in the
weapon at
forehead,
this
he would have gotten laid out. He wouldn't have to worry about looking racist with me. I'm like, and like Tom Holland's on the floor
That's
now.
funny. I never assume I can fuck somebody up, but sometimes you know when you can fuck somebody up. It's funny we're having
an
this
energy
conversation.
thing.
It's so funny we having this conversation because I had an experience. Okay, so I'm from Camden, New Jersey,
Yep.
which is a little city
It's
outside
a
of Philly.
beautiful small town.
suburb,
Nice
a
suburban,
suburb
white
of Philly.
picket fence.
That's what they call Chester.
Shit, Camden
shiniest
is nowhere near the
needles
suburbs
you've
at
ever
all.
seen.
Camden is a hood, and I'm not even making that up. You can look it up.
Nice waterfront city.
Yeah, nah, Camden, y'all are Philly's long lost cousins that y'all don't visit like that. But like, so yeah, I'm originally from Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Right outside, right over the bridge, outside of Philly. It is a hood, you know what I mean? Some people would say like you compare it to Chester because you know how Chester get busy too. Camden get busy. You know, it's calmed down over the years, but you know, it was at once upon a time one of the most dangerous cities in the country.
Oh my gosh.
So I was, you know, that was where my start of my life and my childhood and all that. And when my mom got on drugs, I had to go move with my aunt. My aunt lived in a town right next door to Camden called Pennsauken, New Jersey. Okay,
Pennsauken's nicer.
Pennsauken was a little nicer. Not like Cherry Hill with the big ass houses.
Right. But you're on your way.
But it was like, okay, we got a lawn and we got grass.
More Spanish people than niggas.
Right,
That's
exactly. Exactly. Pennsauken had a lot of Hispanics, a couple black people, and like a sprinkle of white.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the Pennsauken neighborhood makeup. And I was like right on the border of Pennsauken and East Camden. So I can like still walk into the hood and get into trouble if I wanted to. And then all my family was still there. So like I specifically remember leaving Camden to go to a Pennsauken school in middle school. And in Camden, I grew up around all black kids and like a couple Puerto Ricans in the class. And it was the hood, you know what I mean? Like I was, you know, that's where I had my first few fights and everything. Like that's where shit was. It was the hood shit. And I go to Pennsauken and I'm like, oh my God, we moving to the suburbs. I remember as a kid not wanting to move to the suburbs. Wanting to stay in the hood.
Because you're like, my credibility is going down.
I don't know what, and I'm thinking back, 'cause mind you, this is middle school. I'm a kid. I'm like, why did I want to not live in the suburbs like that? Like, what the fuck? And then when I got there, I remember going to school and being like, acting more tough.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to make sure nobody fucked with me. And I was acting more tough. And I saw white kids for the first time. I was in school with white kids. And it wasn't even a whole lot of white kids. It was like 5.
Yeah.
5 white kids, a bunch of Puerto Ricans,
I thought
and
they
blacks.
were only in the movies.
You know, I was like, oh, I'll go. This is my first time going to school.
It's like seeing Chewbacca. You're like, I didn't know they were
school
real.
with white kids. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, wow, I'm really in a white ass neighborhood. And it was only like 5 people, 5 white kids. I'm like, wow, this shit white as shit. Like that. I remember having those thoughts. And then I eased into it, obviously, and got over that whole phase. But I specifically remember like being sad about leaving the hood. And then I started to realize, Pennsauken is still the hood. It just got a couple more dollars. Certain parts, especially the part I lived
more
on.
fathers.
But to you, that was your...
You know what I mean? Especially the part I lived in, like, because we was too close to East Camden for us to sometimes be considered Pennsauken. But like, that was that, like, and that was my like, so like my South Jersey experience. Like even as I blow up, like. I know I'm a Philadelphia comic, but I always battle with myself on like how I present myself to the world. I mean, and what I'm gonna say, like I'm from where I'm from. Yeah, you know,
Camden feels like you're closer to Delco, to the downtown.
Well, my favorite thing to say is when the Eagles won, we got free coffee too.
Hey,
that's how you know.
Look at that.
You know
that's
what
how
I mean?
You know.
Like,
Come
shit,
on,
they was giving, we got Wawa and free coffee too when the Eagles won.
That's all
go
that
Birds,
matters.
you know, but like.
That's all you really want from your city.
Yeah.
Is free coffee.
But Camden is its own city. It has its own culture that they're trying to like develop and hone in on more. There's more events and more things going on. People doing things in the city. It's really becoming something special. Yeah. You know, to the point where I'm always claim my city. Yeah. And I mean, not saying I don't claim Pennsauken, but my heart was always in Camden. Yeah. You know, like it was always, that's where I learned my rights and my wrongs. That's where my whole family still lives. It's only like 2 family members that I have that live in Pennsauken now. Everybody else is in Camden or up the highway. Yeah. You know, so.
Well, it's crazy what you're talking about with like, even as a kid, you're like, no, I kind of want to stay in the hood. I think it's like there's a certain
and it was fun.
There's a certain pride you have in poverty.
It was fun.
But like as a kid, like it's like you almost take pride of like. I think because when you're like poor, like you need to have pride in it. Otherwise, like what's the point?
Because we all was poor.
So it's like, oh, I don't want to lose this credibility because it's like you almost feel like now people are going to make fun of you that you're not hood enough or something.
You know, when I moved to the suburbs,
I mean, I was already getting made fun of in the hood.
What did you realize?
It became like a hierarchy of who's been the poorest. It was weird. It's like now we compete. I never thought that was
like the coolest person was the poorest.
Somebody
but you know what was annoying?
At some point.
Being
like,
poor in the suburbs.
No, that shit is terrible.
That shit was ass.
That
was us.
I wasn't poor in the suburbs, but
we got grass in the front.
When you know somebody in the suburbs that still got Section 8, it's like, damn, y'all definitely not getting the American dream over here. Yeah, man. That's not.
It's like a white homeless person. It's like, how'd you fuck that up?
Yeah.
Do you, hold on, this will involve you. Do you give white people money when they homeless? Do you?
I'm gonna tell you one better. I don't give nobody money when they're homeless. So I don't,
He's earned the red hat.
listen, man.
I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. Once upon a time, when I would see a white homeless person, I wouldn't give them a red set. But lately, if I got a couple dollars in the car or some extra change on me, I always give $1 or some change or something, no matter what color they are.
Right.
Because right now, I feel like, I know racism exists. I know it really, really does. But I feel like classism triumphs it all. Classism triumphs all that shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm running into more and more broke whites.
Well, at the end of the
And
day,
when y'all start being broke more, that's when I'm like, oh, shit is getting real. I always thought y'all had all the money. I mean, like, as far as ownership and opportunity
like
and all that stuff, we
control.
can easily argue that y'all are ahead of the game or whatever.
Of course,
whatever the case may be,
overall.
overall. But in my personal life, I'm running into
Kind of like
broke
I'm
whites.
in the basement with you. What
Yeah,
you mean?
You know what I
in this
mean?
basement.
In my
Fake
personal
bricks.
life, I'm
Come
running into
on.
broke whites. And I'm just like, oh, shit, everybody fucked up out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I think it's a classism thing going on right now. Obviously, racism,
Yeah.
it's there.
But
We ain't
as
gonna
a
act like
kid, it's
not.
easier to identify skin color as the.
Yep, that was the thing. Now that I'm older and I'm a functioning adult in society, I'm like, oh, it's the rich or the poor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm seeing?
Have and
that's-
have-nots.
What
Yeah.
I'm seeing that's
Yeah.
surprising me, I'm seeing a lot of homeless women out here. Like, I'm talking about in mad. I've never seen so many homeless women in my life.
What
out
does
here.
that shock you? Because we got pussy?
Yes. What you mean? What are you talking about?
You give it that hole
What?
and have a home.
Are y'all
What do you
serious? Which camera's on? Listen. If you got pussy and breasts and you could be agreeable, you could find a home.
Agreeable.
You know, it's not. It ain't there. Oh, you ain't gotta.
Listen,
it
them
ain't-
homes,
Well,
them
at least for
homes for
one
them
night
women.
at a time.
Yeah,
You know?
at least one night at a time. You ain't gotta.
You
come
gotta
on, man.
understand the danger. I mean, of course you know. I know you joking, but like the dangers. The reason you seeing more of that is because danger comes with that shit. These
Danger
women
comes with
saying, like,
Yeah,
Finding a
you
man.
You can give up that hole. You can fuck for
No,
a place
not
to stay, whatever.
prostitute. No. Find a man.
Find a man.
Yeah, he's not
that's
talking
going.
about-
Well, she need to get cleaned up first. She in the streets. She funky.
Exactly.
You know, come on now. She gotta
Find a
watch her
man with a
coochie.
shower.
They put him in the car, and then you get 2 blocks. You're like, this is getting a little musty up in here.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'll never forget. I saw this happen twice. I saw 2 beautiful homeless women. When I say beautiful, I mean like they were just pretty,
Yeah,
very
face,
pretty,
symmetrical,
beautiful one. One was
structure.
black and one was white. They were over time, and I just remember being like, I remember getting sad because I just wanted to know their story.
Yeah,
and how they
happened.
got there, because they were just absolutely gorgeous, and they were dirty, of course, and obviously smelly. But like beauty for me, I look beyond that. Like I don't pay attention to all that shit. Like I look beyond that. Like I could just tell they was kind. I gave them a couple dollars. I bought the one lady. I went to Family Dollar and bought a little kit, little deodorant, little tampons and shit. But I was just like, damn, like you pretty as shit. Like what the fuck happened?
Right.
You know, I didn't get into their business, but I just remember seeing that, and it was shocking to me. It was so shocking. But not saying only ugly people are homeless. But
No, but you feel like pretty people would have an
I'm
opportunity.
like, bitch, you can probably work with a little something. You just gotta wash
Yeah.
your ass.
Only
Like, you know what I
ugly
mean?
people are homeless.
You can
Like,
walk
that's
into a
the-
strip club, bitch, come up and you got your a 1-bedroom apartment in at least a month.
What if being ugly
Wash
was
your
the
ass.
deciding factor? Like, what if that was the thing that?
You know what? Get your ugly ass to the streets.
She goes into like one YMCA, washes her ass, and then like next thing she knows, Prince Charming's rolling up. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to figure it out. We're
But
all
it's
trying
like-
to figure it out.
It's like a lot of like homeless people like end up in a situation because like they have like maybe some type of like mental health issue
No, that's most
not
of
getting
them.
treated.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that can happen to a pretty person too. You know what
Well,
I
I
mean?
mean,
On the inside.
my mother, she struggled with drugs for the past 20 years. Now she's about a month clean.
Oh,
you
wow.
know, they always restart the journey,
Yeah.
but we rooting for her every time she do it.
Yep.
And she was homeless. You know, she was homeless for a while. My little sister opens up her door to her all the time. My little sister takes care of my mom for the most part.
Right.
Which is crazy because I'm out here trying to blow up and she's manhandling that situation. You know, and I just be like, damn, I gotta hurry up.
Or you're
you
playing
know?
the long game. Yeah, you're trying to help her in the long
Yeah,
term.
because I hope they always see it that way. Like she is doing this for us too. Like which I am. But yeah, like she was homeless, so it definitely gets out there. Like drugs have a lot to do with it. Drugs,
Drugs and mental health. That's
drugs
why
and mental
people get
health. And my
homeless, man.
mom is definitely has some mental health issues and the drugs. You know.
Yeah.
So
doesn't help.
That's how it ends up out there.
Yeah.
Some people just give up on themselves.
That's true.
And then they got to climb their way out.
Ways, you know what I mean? There's many different reasons.
I never
want to
fall that hard, yo.
Well,
I never want to fall that hard.
I went out there.
I don't think you will. You have too many people.
I got too many people in my life that won't even allow it.
Yeah, exactly. You got a safety net that those people didn't have. You know?
I went out there like years ago. This was like maybe when did I moved back to Philly in 2016? So it was like 2017.
What, from the suburbs, right?
What do you mean?
You moved back to Philly from the suburbs?
No, from New York.
From New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
So me and my homie just came up with this idea one day randomly, and we're like, let's go feed some homeless people. And we were going to document it, but we just never ended up doing that. We were just out there.
You would have been rich by now. You said you got to document
gotta
everything
get those
now.
views, man. What's the point?
It was too soon in the game. So we doing it, and
could have been the Mr. Beast.
Yeah,
you know?
I could have been that guy with peanut butter jelly sandwiches. But we went out there and we handed out sandwiches and water. And what I learned from doing that is exactly what we're talking about. At least, and I'm going to put my stamp on this number, at least 98% of people out there are out there because of some kind of drug or mental illness.
Yeah.
The people who are like, oh, I'm just down on my luck and I ain't got no money. We hear about them stories, right? Pursuit of happiness. My man was out of the way. He wasn't just on the street begging. He was like, oh, I've got a plan to get out of this.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy or whatever. Like I got to get out of this. So yeah, that
you just end up it, but that is the exception. Like for the most part, it's people who are being cast aside because of the issues they have, and no one's helping them with those issues.
Yeah. I met a guy that told me straight up, I'm out here because the government is looking for me because I can heal people with my hands. I was like, all right.
Oh wow! Did you talk to him more about that?
I tried to, but he wasn't trying to talk too much because he seen the camera that we had with us. He's like, nah, yo, with the government. I was like, nah, man. We just got sandwiches, bro. We just
got these sandwiches, man. But, we love to document
threw
this.
that sandwich away. He's like, I don't
You want
trust
your
it.
story to be
That's what the
told.
mind
If they do
controls
come kill you, you wanted some footage of what you were saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But it was, it was sad, but that's what I learned, man.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, I feel like, as a kid, like, you're like, in my neighborhood, you raised like, oh, watch out, like, don't get attacked by like a crackhead. But I feel like they aren't like aggressive like that. That's just more like the fear you're given as a kid.
I never feared no crackhead.
Yeah,
that's where you got to be from the hood to understand that.
Yeah,
only a person who didn't grow up in that, even if you was there temporarily.
Even
maybe you
didn't
spend maybe you didn't spend your whole childhood in the hood. Maybe you didn't spend your whole life in the hood. But if you had an experience of living in the hood, you ain't afraid of no motherfucking crackhead.
Yeah, you got to fear the perkheads. That's the one you gotta watch out for.
They get shit done. Those are the ones who have to follow through.
You gotta fear the motherfuckers on that wet, too. Remember wet was a whole thing at one point? Yeah. Shit, like I ain't fucking around. I ain't stay around nobody.
I remember everyone was always
shit.
afraid their weed was wet. You're like, is the weed wet? Like, hold on, it feels like weed.
Wet. Nobody knew what it was. He's like, is it wet?
I really did. I was so scared of some shit I didn't even know.
A girl told me she was wet for the first time. I'm like, you gotta get out of here.
Real shit. Like, I ain't fucking with that. People do crazy shit off wet. Especially when it first came out. Oh man, but like
you remember when it came out?
You
just hit me with
something like a mixtape.
Like the blueprint.
Yeah, well, when that shit first dropped. No, I remember hearing tragic stories like a woman smoked wet and chopped her kid's head off and put it in the freezer.
But are these like tall tales
this was
for
in
the
Camden.
neighborhood?
No, this was a real story.
Camden, I believe it now. Hold on, I didn't know. Forgot we were talking about Camden here.
This was a real story, man. I was just like, oh, so that's what that drug does. Okay, like I don't be trying new drugs and shit. I see what it does to other people, and I never want anything that will get me super addictive. Because if I have a parent who has an addictive personality and that happened, and I'm wondering like, okay, I don't even want to play with it,
Yeah, I'm saying.
But like, weed and shrooms, anything grown from the earth, I'm like, all right, I'll fuck with that. You know what I mean?
DMT, some like more.
When they get too chemically, that's when
too many initials. That's when
you get out of it.
Yeah.
When there's acronyms involved
and all that shit, that's when I'm just like.
Even when someone says THC, I'm like, we're taking this too far.
Just say weed for me. I ain't smoking this shit.
We're having a pot. Let's get back to that. I don't like when y'all going with
short. But
not
cannabinoid or whatever now is all.
No, but honestly, like. What was you just saying?
Well, I was talking about not being afraid of crackheads, even the loud ones.
Oh, yes, not being afraid of crack. First of all, crackheads are very reliable sometimes.
Yeah,
especially
they know shit.
Listen, my mom told me she used to sweep barbershops in my and clean the bathrooms and wipe the ceilings down to the walls and everything for $10.
You get a crackhead to go cut
In 2 minutes.
$10 and do that shit in 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
You pay a crackhead to cut branches off a tree. You can get them to
They
reshingle
know
your
how
house.
to do everything.
Everything, man.
They know how to do it, and they will do it for cheap.
What?
Yeah.
You ain't never spending over. You ain't never spending over $30 to a crackhead.
Nah. Yeah, man.
No
That's
matter
why
what you need done.
That's why they let so many Mexicans in, because the crack epidemic was fucking up the market.
Exactly. It was inflating the market.
Yeah.
Those are the real people who are getting their jobs stolen. Crackheads.
By the Mexicans. The Mexicans taking the crack jobs.
Now, Mexican crackhead, oh my God, that has to be.
I never get
Now,
my
the
mind.
Mexican crackhead.
That has to be the best snow shoveling you'll ever
This
see,
nigga
man.
is
That'll be.
This motherfucker is working for tequila leaves. He don't give a fuck about nothing. He's like,
For real. And they strong, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom used to carry all her groceries by herself.
It's like the story of like, you know, when a mom has like
Up the stairs.
lifts a car because the baby's trapped underneath, the adrenaline that kicks in. I feel like that's what crackheads have all the time. That adrenaline, that extra strength we all have within us.
it's that desire to get
And
some
in no
more.
way are we promoting crack use.
I feel like I am.
I ain't with that
am.
shit.
Yeah, he making
Yeah.
it seem like HGH.
Yeah,
Like,
try-
he gets
All I'm
crack-
saying is, most
We need
of
to
the time,
start involving it in our sports, you know?
most of the time they're harmless and they don't really kill, but they might steal. That's
Yeah.
about it. You know
But
what I
I'm
mean?
saying even the loud ones, like the ones who are screaming and stuff, like
Out there in the streets,
like I feel like, you know,
they know who to fuck with. I ain't gonna hold you. They know who to fuck
they
with.
know who to fuck with.
You gotta walk with a certain demeanor and a
Yeah.
certain face.
Well,
That when, like, people like that, when bums and shit is in the streets, if I'm smiling and walking friendly, okay, they might say something to me. But like when I got that straight shit on, they'll be they see me, they'll be like,
well, that's what I'm talking about. Crack
you
face.
know what I mean?
I used to do
They
crack
give me a
face.
little nod, like
Crack
used to
face.
do crack
When I'm
face.
walking home and I feel unsafe as a kid, I'd put on crack face.
You
Where
used to
I'm
act like a crackhead.
where
Act
like you're just like, I would like put my
yeah,
face
man.
just-
White boy
and I would
walking
like,
through West Philly.
I'd talk to myself. Just,
That is
you know?
funny as shit.
I would do it because
Is
I was
that how
like,
you survived?
Yeah.
You used to walk home and
put my like hair kind of
Crack
crazy.
face
You
is
ain't
funny
wanna-
as shit.
Coming
That is
back from my
hilarious.
friend's house at night, put on crack face.
You see a white boy walking through West Philly in the middle of the night
Yeah.
doing that, man.
oh,
You
man.
put your brow
Niggas ain't
down.
gonna bother him. Yeah,
Hey,
they ain't
I'm across the street. You know what?
Niggas
That's
ain't
what's
gonna
happening.
bother him.
This
First
is
of
his
all,
sidewalk. I
you
don't
the
even know
type
why
of
I'm-
they probably thinking like, yeah, that because we be thinking when we say crazy white people, we be thinking, oh, he definitely would kill somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And get
So-
away with it too.
And get away with it too.
Yeah.
Won't see a liquor prison. Like, you
Nope.
know, be in a mental institution. But like, man, that's funny as shit. That was a good tactic for you.
Crack face. It was my
Yeah,
defense
mine
mechanism.
was resting bitch face, straight face.
That's my code switching.
I wouldn't
you know?
look tough. You know what I mean?
I was crack switching.
I'm sweet as pie, bitch. You poke me, shit, bubbles probably come out, bitch. I'm like a cotton ball, bitch. I walk through the hood though, bitch, straight face.
Exactly. I've never smiled at night walking through West Philly ever. You're not smiling. And no, you got to try to look because I don't look tough in general. I have a very non-threatening vibe. So it's like I'm not gonna look tough. I gotta look crazy. That's what I gotta look. I'm
Yeah.
more likely to
Or
look crazy.
pissed. You gotta look pissed.
Angry.
Pissed.
You look a little angry, but not
What's
so.
yours?
But not
That's
so
why I'm
angry.
pissed all the time.
Yeah, you have a good.
A junkie asked me the other day. He watched me get change, right
Yeah.
at the store.
knew
and
it.
then he was
watching
like,
you
It was
get
in
the
your pocket.
change.
They looked through
not
the
in the
window.
pocket. I still had it in my hand. He was like, yo, gotta get one of those. I said, no, I'm cool. Walk right off him. He was like, yeah, I can't. Nah, you know, you can't. Get out
Don't
of here,
even
man.
say sorry.
Don't
Just
ask me. Yeah, I just walk right past him. Don't say nothing else to me, man.
And it's the speed of the walk.
yes.
You gotta be quick.
Intensity.
You don't ever just be strolling through the hood. You gotta walk fast.
But the thing is,
First of all, you don't know who got beef on this block, bitch. If it's a bunch of people out here, you don't want this shit to get shot up. So you better walk fast.
Yeah.
Hey, how y'all doing? Boom, keep it pushing.
because it's like a fine balance. You don't want to seem like too out of it that it's like you look like a target. You know what I mean? You don't want to seem like you're like sleepy and like, you know, my wallet's falling out of my pocket. But you want to look tough enough. You know what I mean? So you want to seem crazy enough. People won't fuck with you, but not so out of it that you look like you could be fucked with. You know what I mean?
I like your tactic. Your tactic is cool.
This is
Crack
a
face is
self-developed crack face.
crack
as a
face,
kid.
angry face, straight resting
Yeah.
bitch face.
Shooter face. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
You always gotta look like you got that shit on you. If you really don't got that shit on you, look like you got that shit on you.
But that's the thing. Is like
I'm like, I got that shit on me. You don't know what the.
Well, listen,
yeah,
I hope at this point you got that shit on you, Tata.
I done been robbed and shit.
I hope you got that shit on you at this point, Tata. You gotta have something on you other than a wallet.
I'll sit here and say I look like somebody that when I walk through the hood, I feel like they know I'm not trying to bother nobody or whatever. Like, what about? They're like, "Mom, this bitch ain't bothering nobody." Like, you know what I mean? She minding her. I mind my fucking business. I keep it pushing. I get to my destination. You know, and now like I drive, so like I barely do walk through the hood. But even I still got little spots. This little hood spots you can't get rid of. You know, they got the best prices on shit. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? You go there, bitch, you can get that $5 drink.
Yeah, good Chinese food.
You know, good food, all that stuff. Like this is the little gems in the hood. You know, that you can't get rid of, that you love doing, love going to, and love supporting. So even when I'm in them spaces, you know, straight face, in and out.
Yep. It's sad how we treat
I'm not
white
about to
boys.
hang out.
It's sad how we treat
Unless
white
I'm
people
with
that
family.
walk through the hood.
Why you say that?
It's sad how we treat white people that walk through the hood. As soon as we ain't even got to talk to them, but Tata know you'll be just right across the street. You see a random white dude walking through, you like
definitely getting stared at.
He picking up drugs. That's the first thing everybody say. Oh, he picking up drugs. He can't live here. Like,
I love the hood stare when the person has never been around there and everybody on the block or on the porch, they just stare. They
just look at him. What's that white boy doing here? Well, he getting drugs. You know he getting drugs.
And it's like, do you have to acknowledge, because if you ignore people, that makes you seem scared, but you don't want to engage too much.
Yeah,
It's
I ignore the fuck out of
guys.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
You don't want to be like look like I'm avoiding eye contact. I'm scared, but you also don't want to be like
straight neck.
Yeah. Hi.
Don't look to.
So
I'll look. No, I'll
exactly.
look
You look at the head
nod.
nod. No
I see
awkward
you. You see
staring.
me.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Show that, like, you know, I'll do a couple tweaks for the
You
crack.
gotta walk with comfortability too. Don't be walking all nervous
Gotta scratch
and shit.
a little bit for the crack face.
You gotta walk with
Scratching's a big one.
comfortability. Don't be looking all nervous and shit.
Yeah.
And look like you got that shit on you.
Well, comfort, it's like, I feel like comfort's so respected. When you feel someone comfort, even if they're like a weird person or an awkward person, you can still feel when someone's comfortable with where they are.
It's an energy. It's an energy.
Yeah.
It is an energy.
Imagine somebody break into your house and then you like go out to say something to them and they start opening the fridge like, yo, what's wrong, man? I thought you was gonna be sleeping this time. And they taking shit out. You be off put. You be like, wait a minute. Am I?
And you know what? Also,
maybe I'm in the wrong place.
Do I shoot this guy?
I don't know about y'all, but what also strengthened my hood senses in general is fucking with hood niggas. You know what I mean? Like I ain't going to. I still spin the block when I go home. I'm not going straight to my crib and parking. I spin that motherfucker. I spin the block. I also, if a car is following me a little bit too long, I take notice of what kind of car, what color, make, model it is.
Wow. Yep.
You know what I mean? Anytime a car is following me too long, bitch, I'm never pulling to my destination. I'm gonna keep it pushing and spin the block.
Have you had stalkers?
And that was for me. Nah, but I've been with niggas where that's what they be doing.
That's stalking. What you mean? You said that like that wasn't stalking.
No, we in the
stalking. They're just following me.
We in the car together. And they never just pull right in. They always spun the block. They always spun the block real quick.
They spin the block.
They spin the block. Or if they see a car coming, they start making these extra turns we ain't have to make. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, is somebody after you? He said, you just never know what's going on. The fucking ops, they everywhere. I'm like, the ops? Like, hold on, do you got ops? Like, you got to double check.
I hope you out of that. I hope you out of that.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely am out of that phase of my life.
We over here making podcasts and shit. Get away from these niggas, man. We don't need to...
Nah, but I remember that experience though, because I took that tactic with me. I don't drive straight into my fucking parking lot. I spin the block. You know.
Oh my gosh, dude! I forgot. Speaking of getting into fights, Marcus almost got into a fight because of me one time with a former NBA player.
You always about to fight somebody who can whoop your ass.
Bro, this man was 6'10".
What is up with you? UFC fighter, NBA
This man was
player.
6'10", and Marcus was like, I could have got his knees. His knees was like...
You had to get you got to get tactical. I get it.
He was old, so I'm like, I'm gonna take his knees out. I know they almost out, so we gonna finish the job, man.
Yeah.
Was it that show you be talking about?
That one show, yeah. I have a bit about it.
Man.
But Marcus was
that guy really mad?
I did host that show. He was pissed.
I told his wife to get fucked, and he like charged the stage and shit. Yeah. Because she was heckling me, and I told her to get fucked, and then like. And when I said I watched the tape, she backed down and like was like, oh, okay. But then he was like, "What'd you say?" And then like came up to the stage, and I was like, "It's a comedy show. Like I'm not apologizing, you know." And then like eventually he got kicked out, and the whole time on the way out, he's like, "Your mother," blah, blah, blah. And mind you, this dude's like 64. and he's like 6'10". So like Gramps was like looking to get down, and you said he was waiting for me outside the club.
He was.
right?
Well, I don't know if he was waiting for you, but I left right after. I
And
went
my thing is,
outside.
he's way bigger than you, so he clearly knew he could
He
possibly.
knew he was
Oh,
trying
he
to
knew.
bully. He was trying to bully people, man.
Yeah,
he was a
like, he was
bully.
on some
He was a
bully
bully.
shit.
And I mean,
You big dumb ass.
In his defense, he played for the Detroit Pistons, so yes, he is a bully.
He
And
was
that's-
literally
that's
known for getting
literally-
into fights.
That was it. Yeah, that was.
He
who
was
they
literally known for getting into fights on the court. Like
But
Yeah,
that was his
okay.
thing.
So he's an aggressive person.
he's legit a bully. Yeah.
he's a bruiser. So I'm walking down the steps. So I go down the escalator, and him and his wife are like, I think they're about to walk to another bar or like a restaurant, whatever was down there. And he just happens to turn around and see me. And he's like, hey, now where's your buddy at? Nah, come on, we can finish this right here. And I'm like, I'm sitting there like, bro. I'm like, yo, he's
Relax
upstairs,
your
bro.
old
I'm still on
ass, you
stage.
big
He's
dummy.
up there. I'm like, bro, he's upstairs, dog. This is over. Go in there, enjoy your night. No, man, we can finish all this fight. I said, dog.
Finish what, you big motherfucker?
And that's when the plan hit me. I'm like, if he keeps stepping towards me, I'm gonna have to kick him in his knees.
So was he making it seem like he was
He was
mad at
walking
you
towards
too?
me, and his wife was like trying to hold him back, and he was like, no, I'm trying to like. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna have to kick this over.
I ain't gonna hold you. If I was there, I would have been like, if you touch my friend, I'm gonna beat your wife ass.
Come for the wife. yeah.
Okay? Put your hands on my friend. I'm
Then we
gonna
got
whoop your
man-to-man
wife
coverage
ass.
at that
Beat your
point.
wife
Yeah.
You know
ass.
what
It's
I
crazy.
mean? I'm gonna beat your wife ass if you touch my friend.
You can't fight him and me. We got.
I know that's right. I'm gonna whoop her ass. You gonna be so worried about her, my man's might get you.
Yeah. And
Cause you gonna be, hey, oh shit, God damn it,
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
And he had a black wife too, so it was a fair fight. Wouldn't have to worry about getting
yeah,
sued or
yeah.
anything like
Oh,
that.
that's funny.
No
That's even
lawsuits.
funnier.
You know. Yeah.
No
That's even
lawsuits is
funnier.
hilarious.
No
No
lawsuits
hate
coming your
crimes.
way. Yeah, no hate
I wish you would
crimes.
snitch on me. Since this was a fair one.
Yeah, but I just love that when Marcus was telling me that story, I'm like, I feel like, especially like when you deal with a lot of people who are a lot bigger than you, like, you know, I deal with the same thing. You start thinking of the tactic. You're like, all right, well, I got to go for something. And you're like, he's old, the knees, got to go for the knees. You know what I mean?
Because like I'm not sure.
Like women, we go for
Yeah.
your balls.
I'm not
Ever getting
sh-
attacked, I tell women attack those balls.
Yeah, but when
That's
you're small,
crazy.
yeah, but when you're a smaller guy, it's
yeah, I'm not
literally,
sure, but
smaller
everybody
than
seems
that-
taller than
that
me
guy-
for some
yeah.
reason.
Yeah, I can lift
Exactly.
both of
that's
y'all
always
up.
my
Y'all
thing.
some little
Yeah.
men.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
always thinking about a different way to fight.
I can lift my boyfriend up. He don't let me do it, but you know.
He don't let you do it. Your boyfriend smaller than you?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I've always been with men
yeah.
that was smaller than me. I never been with, I mean, I had 2 fat guys in my life, but to be honest, it was just a fat ass situation.
A fat ass situation.
You
is
know,
crazy.
like they didn't keep me in check. Like I eat a little less when I'm with smaller men.
Fat guys, you get more
That's
like.
how I maintain my, you know, if I'm gonna be big, bitch, I ain't gonna get too big. Like I'm gonna maintain my shit. But when
like a
something
dr-
about when you're dating big men, we just fucking shit up together.
It's like a drinking buddy, but for food. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Yeah, it's like an enabler.
He's not gonna stop us from going through the drive-through. He gonna say we might as well get 2 of them. Like you
And
know.
then you spin the block again, go back
It's
into
crazy.
drive-through.
Yeah. And I've been with 2 chunky men in my life. 2 chunky men I've been with. Cute, smell good, cuddly, all that. Great personalities, all
Couple
that good stuff.
drewskis.
But we, you know, it was a big situation.
Yeah.
So I always end up, and then smaller guys love thicker women, bigger women. Sometimes like that shit just happens. But yeah, my current boyfriend, he's small.
I love bigger girls because especially
He's
with the skinny
definitely
guy, you
small.
slip right in there. You know.
I've watched like my 600-pound life. I always wonder like
Well,
how
that's a
not
always
true.
in
Not,
relationships.
I'm not comparing you to that, but I'm just saying like. 'cause
I'm like,
No
he
one
like,
thought
yeah,
that,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
No one
Because by
thought
the
that.
way, I definitely be
Why'd you
watching
have
my
to say
600
that?
pound life.
Because you talk about being with somebody smaller. I'm saying like they really all these ladies be having husbands that are way smaller than them. I'm just like, how did this even start? How did this start?
Where did you meet?
Where did you meet? Is
Yeah.
the real question. That's-
Hopefully they meant what the bitch could walk.
Yeah, I was about to
Because,
say.
you know, I'm like, wow.
Was she trapped on her back on the ground and you were picking her up? Like,
That
how
should
did
be
you
so sad
Were
watching
you a
that. That
fireman?
should be sad.
fireman? Were you a fireman?
Certain foods lead to. I'm starting to connect. I'm the weight. So I'm on a weight loss journey or whatever. I'm like 26 pounds down. Whatever.
Oh,
Hey,
come
clap it
on.
up for
No,
Tata,
no,
man.
no, whatever.
Bullshit,
That's
you know
great.
what
Good
I
job,
mean?
Tata. No, I could tell. When I
know?
saw you one
That's
time, I
a
was like, oh,
fact.
Tata's like looking
Slimming
different.
down, right? Yeah, I
I didn't even
know.
know if it was slim. I was just like, you just got like this like glow to you.
And then okay, because honestly, that's what working out. See, the working out part. I switched my focus with this.
Yeah.
Is more of a just move your body. every day.
Exactly. That's
Move your body and be a little bit more conscious.
It's a
with
mental
what you
thing.
put in your body.
Yeah.
You know, like all right. As far as we get a lot of free drinks as a comic. You know, my thing is I don't drink juice with it anymore, soda with it. I do a club soda, like a seltzer.
No more pineapple juice.
Yeah, like I just I do the liquor with some ice.
Yeah.
And I won't have three or four. I'll have one or two. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm just, just being more conscious and all that shit like that. And honestly, I started tapping in with myself and how I feel after I work out. I'm like, wow, I feel amazing.
You feel better.
Yeah,
I feel
clear
good.
in the head.
Even if you're tired, it's a good tired.
Yes,
feel
like
good.
you just be feeling good as
Not
hell.
like that tired after you like just ate a lot and you're like,
Yes, and I also tapped into when I eat bad shit and don't work out, how miserable I feel.
you get
How
sad.
sluggish I feel.
It's
and
crazy.
how just and my energy is just
Yeah.
like even earlier you had a cheesesteak. You gave me 1/4 of that cheesesteak.
Okay.
Not saying it. No, he had, I was hungry as hell, but like it's
I was
things.
hungry, so like, and I had a second half. Like, all right, but I was still so hungry. Like, I'm not gonna eat for the whole half.
But like that's been my life now. Like where when I do eat, I'm not eating a big ass amount of something. You know what I mean? I'm eating a little bit, and then when I leave here, I probably grab a salad.
Yeah.
But I had 1/4 of a cheesesteak. I ain't have a whole cheesesteak though.
But that's the thing.
I don't deprive myself. I just make sure I don't overdo it no more.
Yeah.
I put it that way.
What they say the more important, even if you are gonna eat a whole cheesesteak, I don't eat this way, but they say like it's better to graze. It's like I have a little bit now, a little bit later. It's like so you can
I
have that
started
whole
doing that
cheesesteak,
method.
but just not all at once. Wait, what'd you say?
That's a good method. I started the breakdown method.
So like you'll still eat it all, but it's like you're giving your body time to like process
digest it and process it and get it through.
and it works through you better.
And
that
honestly,
way.
I feel like shit after I eat bad foods now. Like I really feel it.
Yeah.
At this point in my life,
At this point in my life, I really feel like shit after I eat certain foods. I be like, damn.
Once
that
we
was
start
terrible.
getting up there, it's like, wow, I don't know how. Like as a kid, when you could eat fast food and like
You
it
do
doesn't
whatever
do
and be
shit
bouncing
to
off
you.
the fucking walls.
Doesn't
at the
but if you have
McDonald's.
McDonald's now, you're like, what the fuck just happened?
It depends on what you want, man. I eat. Sometimes I will pull up at Wendy's, man.
Yeah.
But I've run.
It's crazy.
and
Everybody
I'm
who don't
always
eat
just-
fast food, they keep Wendy's on the list.
Wendy's.
What is it about Wendy's that
Because
they don't
I
get
I think
taken
the
off the
4
list?
for 4, like they
They still got
cemented
good
them.
pictures of their food. That's the thing. The food
Pictures.
still look real on the picture. Everybody else reading up the jig
It's
is up.
photoshopped.
Yeah.
So photoshopped. Something about Wendy's, you know what I mean? I think Wendy's has done more for interracial dating than anything else. You know what I mean? Because you just seeing that redhead. I think for like black dudes, you know, you
So
have
you
that
think it's the-
association.
I think that started
It's
it
the
from-
mascot for Wendy's.
Well, think about it. Gingers are more accepted in the black community than the average white person.
I'll say this:
Word?
it's probably not the healthiest.
I think so.
think?
I think you're more likely to see a hood ginger.
Well, I think they like albinos, man. It's like
Well-
you don't see too many of them.
Well, remember Driz was talking about she
likes the ginger
she
men.
loves gingers because she's like I think they're like the black people of the whites. You know what I mean?
The black people of the white people. What does that mean? Like,
More
what
so
is-
in terms
thought
of like
that was
classism.
Italians.
You know what I mean?
like how people don't fuck with
I ain't gonna hold
gingers?
you.
Exactly.
I
So-
thought the niggas of the whites was Italians.
No, he's talking about how they're
Like in the
perceived.
50s maybe,
He's
I
talking
don't
about
know.
like how
Okay.
people fuck with them. People don't fuck with
Yeah,
gingers.
exactly. Where it's like we're talking
white
about like
people don't fuck with gingers. Why you don't fuck with gingers?
no.
They just like less
No, I
to
mean
prove,
like
though.
you know getting bullied for how you look and shit like
They
that.
call you a fucking carrot top. Like that's a name.
Yeah.
That wasn't just the
You want
comic.
Carrot Top?
Exactly.
There's
Aw,
yeah,
that's fucked
that
up.
comedian called himself that to like own that like
Yeah.
nickname. He didn't like originate it. But I wonder if like, you know, Wendy's has done shit for interracial dating because now black dudes associate a redheaded girl with getting fed and, you know. The original Snow Bunny,
I highly doubt
Wendy.
that they did that.
You think that?
With no Wendy's, maybe Jonathan Majors will still have a job, you know?
Was this girl red?
No,
Jonathan, I'm about to say
she's
Jonathan
just-
Majors is,
you know,
is,
she's blonde.
is catching all
Yeah.
rare occasions. He got a red head.
I
He
can't
got legs
believe
good.
the court of public opinion will fuck. Sheesh.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be
They
alright.
don't
He
be
got Megan
playing.
Good, man. As long as he got Megan Good by his side.
It looks like
Yeah.
they're
Right.
separating their life.
Megan
Nah,
Good.
I just seen a video yesterday.
No, I mean like from the media, like
Oh, from the
separating.
media.
Yeah. Well, I think like I don't know if he'll be brought back into the mainstream, but he'll still have his like
He'll be alright.
I don't think the black community will ever give up on him.
No, he about to
You'll
start
have
doing that
them.
again because he was leaving.
Exactly,
The
he was
black side
crossing
of the
over.
game, and they smacked him down. He's like, all right, well, y'all still like me,
Yeah,
right?
hey, yeah.
Remember Lovecraft Country? We could do that again.
Exactly. Now all of a sudden he's like taking calls back from fucking F. Gary Scott or whatever, But
Yeah, you're gonna be in the next Jordan Peele movie.
exactly.
He'll be-
Yeah,
that's cool.
Spike Lee will fuck with him, But yeah, whatchamacallit? Do you think it takes more for a black celebrity to get canceled in the black community? Like, it would take more for a black community to give up on one of their stars?
Niggas still
Niggas
love R.
still
Kelly.
listen to
That's what you mean.
I
They
was
don't
just
care.
about to say.
They threw everything they had at R. Kelly.
Everything.
I still don't even know what R. Kelly's in jail for.
The
They
thing
just-
about black people, they gonna
For
talk
being
shit
R.
about R.
Kelly.
Kelly.
I don't even know what he's in for.
They
Yeah.
they gonna talk shit about R. Kelly, but
You'll get these
they
jokes.
definitely still
They'll
gonna
get the jokes.
step in the name of love.
Yeah, oof.
They still
Chocolate
going.
Factory? Come on.
They still gonna bump and grind. They still gonna like the
Yeah.
music is the music, and I feel like that's the part of black people that is like we just once we love something, we kind of hold on to it. We don't be canceling shit like white folks.
But it's also, I feel like you've had probably so many figures get like the character assassination that you're less likely to believe it because you've seen people go down for ulterior motives that like you don't believe it. Whereas like when a white celebrity gets accused of something, you're like, oh yeah, he probably did it.
Well, we don't. I honestly, on a deeper scale, I think we don't feel like we're that powerful to where we could actually punish that person.
That you could cancel them without the white mainstream canceling them.
Like white America and mainstream does enough that my little stream don't mean shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My little,
which is crazy
you
because
know, me playing this little bumper ground at this party ain't gonna do much. You know,
which is crazy because black people have so much influence on American culture, but yet it doesn't feel like it actually has the power when they have so much power, but it feels removed from them.
Yep.
Everything's incentivized, man. And if you think about it, they never de-incentivized, R. Kelly's music because R. Kelly didn't own his music.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of people getting rich off R. Kelly's music. So they say we gonna put him in jail, but y'all go ahead, do your thing, man. Y'all keep listening to
Which
it.
that I feel like I could do that.
So why do you think some white people won't listen to Michael Jackson when it's like he's not even getting the
Who not
money?
listening?
Who not
Michael
listen to
Jackson.
Michael Jackson? Niggas
They-
listen
White
to
people.
Michael
That's what I'm
Jackson.
saying. White people don't.
Is that still
For real?
in the culture? Like
Y'all
when you talk
I didn't
when
even
I
know
tell
about that.
people, when I told like a white girl the other day, like, oh my god, like I was thinking about my breakup, so I listened to like "You Are Not Alone" by MJ to like get my feelings out. They're like, oh my god, you still listen to it. I'm like, he's not getting the money.
Word.
I'm like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Don't ever talk to that girl again.
Yeah, definitely leave her.
Okay.
Like, I mean, that's
Yeah.
We are never canceling Michael Jackson.
I know.
I'm saying that on camera.
something
Yeah.
I didn't know. I gotta talk to
Listen.
more white people about that, man. I
Oh
did
yeah.
not know.
No, there's still a stigma ever since that one documentary
We
came
knew
out.
the nigga was weird. We knew it was
Wow.
weird. But like, listen, that ain't got nothing. Man, it's too many hits. It's too many
Oh
hits.
my god,
I
you
done seen
can't.
too much tape where I'm like, nah,
It's too
man.
many
It makes me
hits.
cry almost sometimes when I see it. I'm like, nah, he ain't do it, man.
It's too many hits. I don't give a fuck. That ain't got nothing to
man.
do. Because you know what? At the end of the day, them parents were sending them motherfuckers to Never Land. Why you sending
Yeah.
your kids to this adult
crazy.
man's amusement park?
Well, you ain't gotta fuck him. I'm just saying, like, I just feel like
At the
he
end
ain't
of the
do
day,
it.
there needs to be some type of accountability for the people who have allowed these things to happen.
Yeah. But
You
you're
know,
right.
and nobody talks about that part. So you get to get away with not being accountable, but I gotta sit here and have all of this dignity and not stream a song that I love.
I mean, but at the end of the day, the man had
You know,
issues.
that's fucked up.
Like whether what he
No,
did
you
or not,
take
he had
accountability, and then I
problems.
think about not playing this song.
But he had problems because of what his life was.
Yeah,
you
he
know what I
had
mean?
issues,
Like
man.
that man.
He didn't get to be a child, so he was a
He
child
lived
when he
as a
became
child
an
as
adult.
Exactly.
And then he had kids around him because kids like to do kid shit. Like
Yeah,
him.
the
removed-
motherfucker put an amusement park at his house.
That's who does it. But removed from like personal life, whether you think he did or not, it's just the fact that there are plenty of white people won't listen to his music at all just because of all that. Where it's like I don't think that's a thing as much.
I mean,
That's
mainly because he touched little white boys, so we really ain't give a fuck. Say no.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true.
Say no, but
Yeah, if,
but that was a
yeah. If Tyrese was over there, that'd be a different story. But you know,
Oh, man,
it
we
was
can-
Trevor.
he had touched little
It
Tyrone.
was-
We can,
yeah,
we
but
can
it was-
cancel Tyrese. Tyrese, you ain't strong enough, brother. I love you, man, but you ain't strong enough, big dog. You
But
go ahead
now,
and touch
on some
one,
real shit?
One boy, we canceling you. accusation. We ain't even gotta go to court. We getting you out of here, Tyrese.
Oh no, dude.
Every Transformers movie.
If Tyrese trips a kid, he's done.
I mean, I think it's inappropriate to be around children or underage, young adults as an adult
creepy
on
as
a
shit.
regular and as a regular thing anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
As a person, like I'm not gonna keep being. I understand the whole mentor mentee thing.
Yeah.
I get that. Like, let's say I came across a young comic who was under 18. I mean, there would have to be some guidelines,
When do you even see that? I feel like I've never seen.
I've never seen that, but like, I'm speaking generally, but I just think it's inappropriate to be around.
The thing
in
about
that
Mike,
setting, yeah.
the thing about
all
Mike
the time,
though,
like and sleeping over and doing all this other shit. Like, that's
Yeah.
not
like if Mike was
especially
running,
if you don't have kids. I'm like, no, it's not giving that.
What'd you say, Marcus?
No, I was saying if Mike was running a scheme that we seen before, then I'd be more skeptical. Like we all seen To Catch a Predator. We seen him come in with the pizza. Like, no, I just wanted to watch a movie with her. It's like, nah. Mike had amusement parks and monkeys and all kind of shit at his crib.
Yeah.
So people wanted to hang out with him. So I think there's a chance that Mike was just a strange dude.
Just a strange.
And it all
No matter
looked
what,
weird.
he was strange.
Yeah, he
At
was
the end of the day,
strange.
he
And
was
that's what I'm
strange.
saying.
And it all looked
So
weird.
since I wasn't there and I already know he was strange, in the court of law, that's benefit of a doubt. Case dismissed. Therefore,
But court of
I
public
want
opinion.
to love you. Pretty young thing.
Oh, man.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Well, dude, and I feel like
PYT.
I was talking to this girl.
might listen to Mike on
she
the
was
way
only like
home.
23, 24. This girl's 23, 24, and I like was saying something about Michael Jackson, and like I made like a joke of like about like a kid joke, and she's like, "What? Did he have a accusation?" Like she didn't even know about it. I'm like, can you imagine if you were able to just like listen to the music without thinking about that shit? Like, what a gift, you know?
I wonder what else she doesn't know about.
I know.
She's like,
Yeah.
hey, I was.
I'm like, because growing up in my generation, all Michael Jackson jokes all the time. So I'm like, do the younger kids not really like, because you faded out by that point, they didn't really get those jokes or know about it as much.
Damn, you might need a girl that's just out of the loop like that all the time, man.
Yeah.
She's like, yo, when you get rich enough, you could just get an island and just have kids come over whenever you want.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, no, you've seen that before. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work
Doesn't
out.
work
Yeah.
out. It never
doesn't
works
work out
out.
like that. But yeah, man.
Zebra cakes.
I didn't know that.
Did you know why
Yeah.
we named it Zebra Cake?
I mean, I went to college. I think I can.
You can deduce
I can put it
why?
I mean, it's a
together.
hood. It's
It's
a
hood
hood
snack
hood.
and white and black.
And white and
Yeah.
black,
White and
you
black
know what I
thing.
mean? That's a little thing.
Okay.